Okay.
Yes.
When I say the word corporate, what do you think?
Freedom.
Okay. Well, let's play that game again.
Okay.
Rewind yourself 10 years.
Yes.
When I say corporate, what do you think?
Don't do it boring.
Ooh. Tricky.
Yeah.
So what about corporate made you change from don't do it boring to freedom?
Perfect.
Welcome to the Mizell Show.
An inspiration for a new generation.
Hi, I'm Alanna Mizell, a loving mother of two, a devoted wife to Steven, and an entrepreneur helping women realize their dreams and potential.
And I'm Steven Mizell, caring father of two, a devoted husband to Alanna, and a driving force to help young men prepare for life after college football.
And if that wasn't enough, we're a biracial couple.
She was raised in the North, but I was raised in the South.
The only thing normal about our lives, who am I kidding? It's never normal around here. Join us for the Mizell Show.
Right now.
This is the second time we've started this.
This is the second time.
This is the second time. This is ridiculous.
Why is it ridiculous? I think people
Having the talent do things more than once is ridiculous.
Also, you're the talent.
I'm the talent.
So I'm just a producer.
Yeah,
I'm producing your podcast now. Is this how this goes now?
You know, you said it.
I mean, I'm trying to figure it out.
I did walk in and I said, the talent is here. And Steven was like, waiting for me to say something funny.
I thought you were like coming.
And
like,
he didn't realize that was the funny.
The talent is here in like this city to do something special, or you were like saying something like emphatic, but you just said the talent is here. Now, like, I'm here.
Like, I'm here. Hey, I'm the talent. What's up? Hey.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. You remember the, what was it, Scary Movie? When they were going, what's up? And everybody would do that.
Yes.
Just so we're clear. It's been 1 minute and Maple has already decided to grab her toy. What are you doing?
No, like, you never play with this toy.
She thinks you're playing with her.
I'm not playing with her. I don't understand. Like, she just doesn't get it.
She's looking at the
She
table.
never gets it. And, like, she's just sitting here chill a few minutes ago.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Anyway.
So we're back on the Mizell Show.
Speaking of the talent.
The talent is here.
Steven's the talent, actually.
I don't know. So, yeah. We
the
now
talent
reflect
is here.
on this month, I completed my first year
out of higher education.
My first year with ABB. And people still don't know what ABB is. They're like, what is that? So,
Alpha, Bravo, Bravo.
No.
Alpha, Beta, Beta.
What?
Alpha, Beta, Bravo.
ABB is a global automation technology
It sounds like you're
company.
saying, hey, baby. Hey, baby.
She's clearly on one tonight. I don't understand the energy level.
But that was funny. That was funny, though.
That was funnier than the talent piece.
What? Oh, my God.
I just didn't catch the talent piece.
But people don't know what are you?
So I am
what do you do?
Product management specialist for ABB Inc.
And ABB,
that means I help manage a product line in the electrification installation products group.
Wow. Yeah, but what do you do?
You asked what I did, so I'm explaining it.
Yeah, but like, if say I'm in college and I'm about to graduate, and I'm like, what do I want to do with my life? And you're like, well, you could be a product management specialist in the electrification division of Alpha Beta Bravo, formerly known as ABB. But like, what do you? I feel like you do so much cooler stuff than. I'm in the electrification division.
But that's what I meant. That's what it is, though. But see, you have to say
what
the board.
Is it?
I mean, that's what I do. So basically, I help manage a product line of over 14 different products.
Maple just grabbed
and we do everything in terms of. Damn, this dog and this. It's usually Briggs and Adele, but now it's Maple today. Like
wagging her tail, so proud of herself. She's so proud. Okay. No, for real. So you manage a product line.
So basically, if you want to give it and water it down to something cool and appealing,
not water it down.
What someone
I
once
feel like
told me,
not...
you're basically an entrepreneur running your own small business within a company. And so basically, you have a group of products that you help with your product manager. So see it as this: the product manager is the CEO, and you're the vice CEO, or you're the number 2 as a product management specialist, COO, and you're helping him manage an entire line.
Him or her.
Him or her. Well, I work for him. So
I'm just saying.
But I'm saying I work for him. So I work for him, and he...
Yeah, but you were saying you're helping. You said the words, you're helping him. But they could be helping a her. Or they could be helping a they.
Yeah.
Or a we.
So, I've completely lost track.
Anyway, so it's essentially you own your own product line. So how many different products are in the electrification division?
Well, see, I don't know the total number in our entire group.
This guy. I'm kidding you.
But I'm like, I don't know. I just know what we do, and we have over 14.
Oh, okay. So it's broken down by project manager.
Yeah, we have 4 product managers
within the electrification division.
Within our group. Yes, within our group, we have 4 product managers.
I didn't realize that.
We have 4. And so each 4 has their own line.
I wish y'all could have
products.
seen Steven's side eye when I said, this guy.
I'm just saying,
like he was like, I need for you to not clown on me. I didn't know that there was 4 of y'all.
I thought you knew it was 4 of us.
I mean, probably, but like actually understood the hierarchy of what you're talking about? No.
The hierarchy is still
like, I'm sure you could tell me the names, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I know who those people are.
You heard it before. And so in our group, there's 4 different product managers. Every product manager, except for one, has a product management specialist. So someone like a COO that runs underneath them. And you're basically just managing the line. You're managing everything from the launching of a new product to the marketing of that product. You're working with the manufacturing plant.
Pause right there. So launching of the new product and marketing of that. What are some things that you've been able to do since you've started?
Well,
like from a marketing standpoint.
Since I've started, I've been able to help launch one of our new tools.
Which is what?
If I explain it,
never mind.
Yeah,
don't explain it.
It's an automation. It's an automatic bench top crimping tool.
Yeah.
But hey, you need this thing. Well, you use the things that are inside.
I don't.
Your car might not be running right now without.
I don't use it. Somebody else puts it in my car.
This is true. Car, TV.
But so I think one of the biggest things is that in your industry and in mine, but in your industry, everything you sell, launch, market is needed.
And then also, it kind of just dawned on me, I went from a role that was like forward facing. 95% of people knew what I did or what it was about. Like if I said I'm doing this, oh wow. Now I jumped to an industry where most people have no clue.
They don't even know y'all exist.
They don't know we exist.
Okay, so what's so funny is our SVP, Rick Smith, he's over HR at AutoZone. He said the other day in a meeting, he's like, HR is equivalent to electricity, which is funny because you're in electrification division.
Yeah.
You just think it's going to turn on. Like you walk into work and you turn the light switch on.
Yeah.
Like the lights are going to come on.
Yep.
What if it doesn't?
Yeah, this is true.
That is HR.
Yeah.
And especially talent acquisition. Like, I have a role to fill. I expect you to fill it. I don't have to thank you because it's a support role.
And it's something that's supposed to happen.
It's supposed to happen. So same thing with what you sell. It's just supposed to happen.
It's supposed to happen.
Like, I don't know how it gets there. I don't really care. I call my electrician. He comes with his bench top crimper.
So the bench top crimper would be more, just break it all down, in a OEM or a plant. So their wires.
OEM, what's that stand for?
So it's an automation company. It's an automation. So for instance, plants or places that create a dishwasher, a refrigerator,
oh my gosh.
So
you the
components that go into the back of these things are actually made in a plant. And there is a person that is crimping these wires on the automatic thing.
Crimping is like
when you
smooshing.
Yeah, smooshing the wire.
I'm saying,
no,
like,
you're breaking it down.
People can't see your hands.
You're breaking it down. So
it's like you've got to put words
you're
to what you're doing.
And crimping a wire.
Okay, Steven showed me these videos before. So, when you're girls, when your necklace breaks, you have to like rehook it back together, and then you like push the little hook back together.
Yeah.
That's essentially what this benchtop crimper does.
Yeah, it will do that, and it will also help you be able to...
Okay.
You're using it. You're going to need it.
You're using it. Okay.
And so the launch of this tool was something that I was able to help market.
So cool. What else have you done? And like try to put it in... Say you were trying to convince a soon-to-be college grad to do what you do.
So
they say, no, I want to go be an entrepreneur, or I want to go into nonprofit.
Well, I would tell them that at the end of the day, this role gives you the flexibility and the freedom to be able to work with a multi-billion-dollar company and a product line that is proven, but you get a chance to put your own touch on it day in and day out. You get a chance to not only see how this thing is created and made, but you get the chance to work and put your own kind of touch to it in terms of the marketing aspect. You're able to maybe look at some of the processes. So you have the, I guess you could say, quote unquote, safety or the brand behind it. Like some of the products that I've been around, they've been around since like 1919, and like it is a brand that my dad uses that like people know what
a stable brand.
It's a stable brand, and not many times can you have that kind of say so. And then also it's very unique and different that you can put your foot into a company like this and have the global reach that it has.
Yeah.
And so yes, to bring everything we talked about together. People don't know what these roles are like, but if you are able to break it down to a freshman in college, like I had no idea I could do this, and this is pretty cool, and help them see that there's a different aspect of it.
And I think that's important. And kind of what you said, just along the lines of like, you can help it to come to fruition. I think that's kind of like one of the draws to a nonprofit sector. When we started talking about this topic, I was thinking through like what drew us to where we were. And it was really helping people.
Yeah, and I think it's about trusting people to help you see it. Because when I first got like I had no idea what this was.
Right, but like at the same time, when you come down to it, you're actually helping more people on a global scale now than you could have ever reached. And you're creating a better environment for yourself and for our family so that you have the capacity to give to organizations or to people and mentor younger people where you see fit.
Yeah. And that's something that, that you say this right now, and I didn't even realize that until you said that, because hypothetically, we sell terminals, and you're like, what's a terminal? Long story short, it's a lug that
garage
helps.
Terminal?
What?
Garage terminal?
No, it's a...
Airport terminal.
It's not an airport terminal. It's a terminal in which the lug...
That was funny.
It was funny. You have a lug in which you're terminating...
What's a lug?
A lug is where you have a strand of wire. You put the wire in the lug, and it terminates the connectivity.
You put it into what?
You put the wire...
Just so you know, you can't use the word in the definition when you're defining it. So I asked, what's a lug? And you said you put the wires into the lug.
The lug is a piece of metal, copper, that is placed into I don't know how to explain it to you. Now I'm like flustered, like sounds like I don't know what I'm doing on this podcast.
That's not it. No, I think it's important.
You literally just asked, what is a lug? And I'm like, it's a...
How do I put it into words? Right.
Put it into words like it's a...
But I think it's important also to hear that you've been successful over the last year without being able to articulate every single piece of your electrification division. Not that you don't know your products, because I think you do. But this specific role is so much broader than that. And what I've seen is that it allows you to touch many components of a business. You have to learn budget restraints.
Yes.
You have to learn how to launch a product. You have to learn what goes into launching a product, the marketing that goes into it, the pre-marketing that goes into it, the approval process. And the approval process, I think, is super critical for people that want to go into an entrepreneur mindset because they don't realize what they need to be looking for.
True.
So you just think that you can approve anything or but I like it. It's good to go. But really having more sets of eyes and having a strategic approval process, like why are we doing this? Where is it going? What's the business benefit?
What's the business case?
What's the business case? What's the business outcome? What's the profit margin? What is this going to do? How is this going to drive us, especially from a marketing standpoint, is just something that I think younger people miss.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of things that I definitely have learned and missed, quote unquote, along my, not missed, but I was in a different industry. So stepping into this industry has definitely made me have to be willing to, adapt and adjust to a completely different mindset. I think the biggest thing I've learned over this year is that it's okay to not be the smartest person in the room. It's okay to sit on.
Okay, whoa. Nope. Slow down. It's okay to not be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
Did you know that I sell makeup? Not only do I sell makeup, but the makeup that I sell is 3D makeup, which allows you to highlight and contour your face in a super simple compact. As a mom, I could not survive without my simplified routine. Not only that, but it's exactly what you need. Exactly when you need it, all in one spot. Go ahead and check out Alanna Mizell on Instagram or alannamizell.com to learn more.
I feel like that's huge.
It is huge.
Because you came from an industry that you knew everything about the University of Memphis.
Yeah. I was considered an expert, I guess you would say.
Not considered. You were the expert of the University of Memphis in that building.
Yeah, this is true.
And so now you're sitting at a table to where you're not the smartest.
No.
And I think it's also important to realize that that's good. Mm-hmm. Stretch projects are good.
Yeah, stretch.
I got gifted one today at work. It's lovely.
Yeah.
And it is good because failure is comfortable. And I've said that before. Failure is comfortable. Failure is comfortable. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you continue to only excel or you continue to let yourself fail and fall back and not stretch, then you're just always either going to be the smartest or the least smart at the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you allow yourself to stretch. So I love that you said that. Mm-hmm. And how old are you?
37.
And you guys, we told his mom that he was 36 for like a full month.
It's a full month.
And she's like, no, pretty sure you're 37. Yeah. And so you're 37 years old, learning an entirely different career. Mm-hmm. And this past year, one of the biggest takeaways is learning that it's okay to not be the smartest person at the table.
Definitely. And it's something that I have grown okay with because I've come from just my background being in real estate and being what I'm doing. I'm always wanting to chime in or make myself known. But like in this realm of my life, I'm okay with just sitting on multiple Zoom calls and just listening and taking it in. And now if there's a time and, there's a place, I will speak up. But when you're in that industry of football in certain places, you like have to exert yourself because you want to be seen, you want to be known, you want to get your name in front of this coach or this GM or this person. And if you don't do that, people think, you're just going to look over. But in this realm, it's completely different.
This realm being corporate or your specific role?
I would say it seems to be what my vision of corporate is, because I've only been with one company in corporate, so I don't know how other corporate companies are.
Right.
So with ABB and the electrification division that I'm under, their headquarters are in Memphis. So a lot of us are in Memphis. Yeah. And so in that realm that I've been able to learn under and see, that's what I've seen corporate. And I've had some phenomenal leadership, some phenomenal colleagues that have brought me along. And they've been able to put me in positions where I have felt very comfortable in sharing my industry knowledge, limited of in social media or marketing. but they've also put me in positions where I didn't know a thing, and they coached me along the conversation. Like, hey, this is what's going on right now. I'm going to walk you through this process and let you see this is why we're potentially looking at not buying this product here, and we're going to ship it here. And it's like, oh, and it's just the recap of that. So it's definitely been.
So I think it's also the willingness to learn, because you can not be the smartest person in the room, but not be willing to learn.
That's true.
And there's a level of coachability and humility that comes from stepping out of an industry into another one. And so I've been in corporate for almost 6 months.
And we both never had a dab. I guess we never had a real dab of. I guess you kind of have a tech system.
I did.
Yeah.
A little bit, but not like I have now. And I think one of the biggest things growing up, or like when I was graduating, it was like, no, don't go corporate. You'll be stuck. You'll have to climb the corporate ladder. Da, 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 da. But the big difference is there's no ladder to climb in education.
Well, there's a ladder to climb, but it's not a friendly ladder.
It's an uphill both ways.
It's definitely a different, it's a different beast. But I think you also mentioned one of the stigmatisms I got about corporate is, oh, you're going to be sitting there staring at a computer from 9 to 5 every single day and you won't have a life. And I'm like, I know the pandemic changed a lot of that, but I also feel like it's what you make of it.
Also, I would love to only be sitting at a computer screen, staring at it from 9 to 5 every day. That is nowhere close to what my job looks like.
I mean, I don't think you would want to do that, though.
No, I'm just saying, like, if that was really what corporate world was.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
but that's
your job would be so much easier.
That's the negative stigmatism that people would put on something like that. And it's like, oh, here's the other side. I can go work in XYZ industry and run myself 80 hours a week and never see my family. And is that life, And
the other thing that, something to ask if you're going into corporate America that's super important is every year you have a merit bonus.
You have a potential merit bonus.
Merit bonus.
You have evaluation.
You have evaluations. Like,
you have benchmarks.
And that doesn't, that doesn't happen if there isn't the money to support it.
Yeah, that's true. And
the only way that's going to happen is in corporate world. And I just think that there's so much stigmatism against it. And stigmatism kind of, from what I remember when I was graduating and even coming out, maybe it was the people we were around and what we chose to do. But I felt like it was almost like poo-pooed on.
Yeah. And I also feel that people will pull at your heartstrings and really pull you to say, you need to do this, you got to do this. But so many of our colleagues and friends are leaving education because they are so burned out and so tired of burning the candle on both ends.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to be giving your heartstrings. It's also the other side of it is like you're not poured into yourself.
Right. But like, how many more heartstrings could you give if you weren't spending them all at work? And a while back we talked about you work to live or you live to work. And you choose to do those.
Yes.
And just because we work to live and are trying to strive towards a model of working to live doesn't mean that we don't do our best when we are at work.
Yeah.
Because we want our lives to be abundant.
Yes.
And filled with joy so that when we get off of work, people aren't questioning if we completed our task that day.
No, yeah.
And so that's also that differentiation. I think that also happens a lot with nonprofit. The phone continuously ringing even when you're supposed to be off the clock. Like, people don't do that in the corporate world. And I think for us, it's given us this sense of peace and compartmentalization that we needed for a long time.
And I guess we also want to give a disclaimer. This is the corporate world that we're experiencing.
Yeah, this is our two corporations.
I know there are other corporations out there.
It's not every single one.
They're bosses and people that probably might have business in corporate, but
and it's the level that we're at. We are not director level, or anything like that. Nor at this very moment do either one of us strive to be.
But there's also the side of it. I think we both in our corporate experience have really seen some good leadership and management.
Absolutely.
That have emphasized those things. Because I can't say what other groups within my company, but it seems from what I see from my group, it's something that they want to try to do that.
Right.
You know.
Right. And because corporations have so much oomph behind them and so many legs to stand on, the reality is they can make changes.
Yeah.
And so I just think that is so important. And even that big takeaway, saying, I'm content with not being the smartest person in the room, has so much value.
Yeah.
Has so much, because then you're not trying to overshine when you leave work.
Mm-hmm. You're not doing the extra.
You're content with who you are.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You're realizing just because I'm not the smartest doesn't change my innate value.
Yeah. And you had the whole age-old saying that I am enough. Mm-hmm. When you have that feeling, you can leave work and be like, you know what, I gave my best today and I feel good about it. So I don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. to send an email so they'll see that I sent it at 4:30. I'll never forget, in one of my meetings, I was sitting there and it was about 7 of us in a room. It was my managers there, and they were checking their emails, and they were like, some guy sent an email at like 4:35 or 5, and they were like, why was he up at that time? And my director straight up said, that doesn't impress me. It just shows me that you are not managing your time well. Like, why are you sending that email at that time? Like, granted, he, couldn't be having a lot going on, but he was just like, at the same time, he just mentioned, because in other industries, you want to be the first to tweet or the first to just say that, oh, look at me, I'm doing this. Yeah. And it was just very eye-opening for me.
I've had managers say, I would be more impressed if you could do the same amount of work between 8 and 5 than you staying an hour later to get more done. Yeah. I'm more impressed with your time management during the hours that I have allotted for you to work than staying later and not getting the same amount done. Which I think it's vastly different than any industry that we've ever been in. Yes. And we are both blessed to be in industries that are stable and required. Yes. Like, they're needed, they are recession proof. You need your electricity to come on, you've got to have your car run.
You got to come on.
You got to have the car run. Got to do it.
So last question for you, which is me.
For me.
I guess we've been talking about this for both of us.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel now in your role, and then I've been in my role for a year, to look back and say you thought you were in your dream job, but you realized the dream wasn't for you?
I don't think I was ever in my dream job.
You don't feel like at the peak of your game when you were insane, you were like, this is it. Like, I am there. And
so, no, I think that your dream job became my dream job, and Saint happened to help support that. And like, I was so good with that being our dream. Yeah.
And I think it's
like, I never saw football as only your thing. Yeah. It was something both of us totally decided to do together. Mm-hmm. And it was our dream together. Even there were times that you were working on projects, you and I figured them out together.
Oh, yeah. A couple times, yeah.
Right. We'd go on walks, we'd hash it out, we'd figure it out. And, I mean, there was a time that we were doing a service project and Briggs was strapped to my back. Yeah. I just, you know what I mean? So I don't feel like I've never had a clearly defined dream job, which is so interesting because I have such an obsession with overworking. It's like counterintuitive. It actually doesn't make sense, but I don't think I've ever had a truly dream job or what I thought was my dream job.
And I think now that I've been in this role for a year and I've like reflect on it, I was at peace when I took the job. Yeah, but I'm really at peace to the fact that, like, and I think so many people hang on to this baggage and like, oh, I didn't try hard enough, or I need to go back and do it again. But I am totally at peace of knowing that this dream job that I thought I wanted and thought I needed wasn't for me, and I'm okay with that. And I am okay with it's just not for me and my family, and not against people that strive for it. And kudos to you, and you have a different, whatever floats your boat, but at the same time.
Just because you chose to walk away doesn't mean that isn't still somebody else's calling.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And, like, we're not trying to put callings on anybody else's life. Yeah. This is just what's happened for us. Yeah.
Really. And it's like I said, it's been a year.
But I think that's so interesting that you say that, because of, I just think back to, like, sports. and I even said this to my dad the other day. I said, I would love to coach softball again. And the reality is I would.
Yeah.
But would I?
Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing because, like, right now where we are with our family and our kids, and we are hitting the sign-up genius checklist of the things that they're getting involved in, that's what's important. And I do feel...
It'd be softball for Adele's team.
I do feel like I will want to coach Adele's team or Briggs' team one day, but as of right now, I'm okay with being the parent. That just, my kid is there and enjoying it because...
Sometimes we're on time, usually not.
When you step over that line and you start coaching and practicing, you're pulling away from your family. It's another obligation. And we, for the last 5 years of our lives, have been tied to other obligations, with other things and
5
events.
Years. Last time I checked, events, after-hour things have never not been a part of our lives.
I was just thinking about football. But yeah, you're right. Yeah,
never. So before football, both of us were in admissions. There are weekends and nights required.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
This is the first time ever in our marriage and our relationship that weekends and nights, generally speaking, have not been required.
It's ours. It's ours at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And we have some things here and there, and now it's basically our kids. But yeah, you're right. It's not required.
Right. It's like weekends are you sign up for them.
Yes.
Nights are if there's a conference.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a totally different world, but are you willing to not be the smartest person in the room?
There you go, guys. A year with ABB, a year, new journey. We appreciate you guys being along with us.
So if you guys are enjoying this, definitely leave us a review. Give us the feedback. If there's something you guys want us to talk about, reach out to us on our website at themizellshow.com. There is a contact section. You can put it in there. We would love to hear about it. Or you can always go over to Instagram at The Mizell Show. Also, as always, don't forget to screenshot this episode and just add it to your stories and tag us on Instagram, on Facebook at The Mizell Show. Thanks, guys. Are you loving The Mizell Show? Well, we love you all. And did you know that you can have me and Steven talk to your team or a group of 25 of your friends? All it takes is 25 people showing up on either a Zoom call, a Facebook Live, or really anywhere. Hopefully in person sooner rather than later. But how do you get us? So all you have to do is email themizellshow@gmail.com, or you can direct message us on Instagram at The Mizell Show.